Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. You know what? I wanted to tell y'all about an experience I had last night. You know, boy, I tell you what, I have been going through it this past month. I have some nerve damage from a prior C19 I had. And, some days it's painful, some days it's not. Each day is like hit or miss. It's not bad all the time, but when some days when it's bad, it's bad. And I've had these terrible headaches sometimes. And then that's also days I have good days, and then I have these horrible headaches. And it's not just me, it's even some of my family members. So, anyway, I'm like, this is probably the worst I have ailed in my life. I'm like, what on earth is going on? And I know so many people that are going through it right now. I don't know if it's any of you, but I just know so many people that are in pain that's normally not in pain. I know so many people that got headaches and body aches, and they're really going through it. So, anyway, um, I was listening to this Hebrew sister last night, and I was kind of on the verge of going to sleep. So I'm laying there and I'm listening to her, and I'm starting to fade in and out. And she comes on and says, "Are you chosen?" She said, "Because if you are chosen," she said, "are you wondering why you are feeling pain right now, why you're having more frequent headaches, while you're feeling more uncomfortable in C19, and she's saying, and that three-eye atlas is out there and you're just not feeling the same." And I'm like, what the hell is right? And it just caught my attention. She said, "That's the Most High. He's getting ready to heighten all of us spiritually, and he's taking us all to the next level. He's getting ready to prepare us to take over this earth. So you're feeling all of the growing pains before he gets here. He's preparing us." And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, this woman was, and she said, "Yes, you may feel the pain, you may feel these headaches and everything." And I'm sitting there and I'm like, is this what I'm feeling? I mean, this woman, it was almost like she knew what I was going through, and she was just talking directly to me. It was the most bizarre thing ever, you know? And I was like on the verge of going to sleep. So, anyway, I ended up going to sleep listening to her. And when I woke up, my computer had switched off. And I was like, there was a reason why the Most High had me listen to that before I dozed off and went to sleep. But that was weird. It was like she described everything I was going through. She was like, "He's getting you ready." I'm like, what? What? And what she was saying, as crazy as it seems, what she was saying was making a lot of sense. And she was like, "He's getting his children ready on this earth. We got to get ready. We got to get ready for what's to come. We are the next to run this earth. So we're going to go through all the pains and the struggles. He's getting us ready." I'm like, ooh, that was something to listen to last night. That blew my mind. That blew my mind. I said, boy, he must be getting me ready for something, because I've been going through it. Woo, I've been going through it. So, anyway, we're going to talk about the Somalians. They've been on a hell of a roller coaster. We know about all the videos of "I'm not black, I'm Somalian, and I'm Arab, and I'm not," but they won't even claim to be African. And Somalia is sitting right there on the continent. They won't even claim that. So, and what they don't realize here in the West, they don't care what you call yourself. When they see that melanated skin, that's how these cops and these ICE agents And FBI or whoever's dealing with you, that's how they're going to handle you. They don't care about no phenotype and all that stuff y'all talk about. They don't care. They going to see some dark skin Somalian, and that's how you going to get roughed up. Because I saw how they handled that young, because I showed a video yesterday of ICE handling this, looked like a pretty young Somalian guy, and boy, they were roughing his butt up before putting him in the back, and he was pretty dark skinned, and that's how y'all gonna get dealt with. And they're not gonna stop and ask you if you're an Arab or if you're a Somali. They don't care. Nobody's gonna care about that. So anyway, now it looks like they're trying to do exactly what we saw the Latinos do when the Latinos and the Mexicans and all of them got desperate. What did they do? Oh, we were out there when George Floyd, and we were protesting side by side with y'all out in the street. Well, they're starting to get on that, y'all. They're starting to get on that. We were out there with George Floyd. Who else did that? The Israelis did that mess. Y'all remember when that war with Gaza out there in Gaza jumped off, and the Israelis were all over the internet trying to get us on their side. And they're talking about, well, we were there with George Floyd, and we were there with George Floyd. So your support is transactional. That means, if you do something for us, then we got to jump up and do something for you. And my thing is, if it's transactional, then don't do nothing at all, because that's very disingenuous. So don't do anything at all. That's the way I see it. I don't owe you anything. If you give support, then give it. If not, then don't. But it's not transactional. But that's what the Somalians are on. They're on that now, trying to hope that we'll get out there and get our heads busted open, trying to defend them from ICE. And we don't have anything to do with ICE. We're not immigrants. And they were the ones that separated themselves from us, and they were the ones that didn't want anything to do with us and othered themselves, and they were nothing like us. And they were the ones that had the nerve to call us criminals prior to all this stuff about them scamming. Do you know they were on the internet calling us criminals? The nerve of these folks, right? They were calling us criminals. And now that all this scamming has come out about them, they have toned that down a bit. But they were on that as well, that the Black Americans are criminals. Oh, really? Some Somalian is really calling us criminals. And, and they were on that their women are prettier than our women. Not really. Not really. I have seen some Somalian women, and some of them look just as inbred as the men. So, no, that's not necessarily true. There are some, it's just like any other group. There are some men and women that are attractive within that group, and there's some that are not. I've seen some of them, they were not that attractive. Some of the women, some of them look just as inbred as the men. They do. And some do look attractive. Yeah, some of the women got them giant foreheads too. So that's not true. It's not no all of the women look this way and all the men look that way. It really depends. So, and then they tried that good hair stuff. That's not necessarily true either. Remember, anybody that got that looser curl or straight hair, that's the hair texture that get head lice. And if you look up Somalian hair, it tells you right there, they get head lice. See, anytime they got that looser kind of hair like they do, they tend to get head lice. And if you look it up, they get head lice. So no, that's not a better hair. Don't ever let anybody with a different hair texture tell you their hair is better. That is absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. And trust me, they got head lice clinics all over the Arab world, y'all. You just look these things up. All over the Arab world, they got head lice clinics because they have outbreaks over there all the time. So no, that is absolutely not better hair. Never have been better hair, never will be better hair. It is what it is. So y'all, I'm going to let you listen to them and listen to how our people respond to the Somalians and them trying to use George Floyd, or them trying to now get us on their side after pushing us away for a long time. All right, so let me share my screen so we can, oh, before I do that, I have to do my, give me a second here. Yeah, I got the video. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Thank you.
I am currently asking for a ceasefire. I'm asking for a ceasefire between the Somalis and the African Americans.
Black
Americans. We got something bigger going on right now. This is a divide and conquer situation happening in Minnesota. Y'all know we ride together when situations arise out here.
What situation?
When that George Floyd stuff
Here
happened,
we
baby,
go.
we was out there. Ain't nobody was asking what type of black you was. We all felt that. So I just don't want this ignorant conversation to overshadow what's really happening. Don't give them the upper hand. Why are we acting slow? I'm asking for a ceasefire.
This is so ironic to see Somali people. This is like the second video I saw, first of all, of them referencing George Floyd. We were all together during George Floyd. First of all, everybody and their mother was outside. It was a national thing. Like, it was very clouded. It was very trendy. It was very trendy to be marching and saying Black Lives Matter. There were stores that would have Black Lives Matter signs in the window. A lot of people were standing in solidarity with Black Americans. And at the end of the day, if y'all claim y'all Black, then aren't you marching for yourself? Isn't Black Lives Matter for all of y'all? You see how they separate? It's like they don't even realize that they're doing it. You're separating yourself from us by saying, we was there for you during George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. Aren't you Black too? So wouldn't that also be your plight and your fight too? Wouldn't that also be you standing up for yourself and your community as well? It's because you always other yourself. It's a subconscious thing because you do not see yourself as us. And that's okay. We finally said, okay, we're not the same. I could pull up 50 videos of Somalis saying, we're not Black, we're Somali, and we're Arab. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Now all of a sudden, don't let the white man divide and conquer. Baby, y'all have already been divided. If you were not divided, then we probably, with the way the numbers, y'all keep talking about numbers and strength in numbers. If other melanated, deeply melanated groups of people that came here did what we actually thought, what our ancestors actually thought was going to happen, if they unified with us, we would literally be running this country. Because there is strength in numbers. But you all have gone against us. You've undermined us. You've constantly talked down on us, belittled us, denigrated us, told us we wasn't shit, called us lazy, said that you were better, and separated yourself. You created your own enclaves. Down there in Minnesota, I saw a video of a Black American man try to go into the mall that you all have, and the Somalis ran him out of there, basically segregated him. It's not even safe for us to walk around freely in you all's neighborhoods. But y'all don't like to talk about that. Y'all don't like to talk about y'all anti-Black Americanness. Y'all don't even claim to be African. But now that it's convenient and y'all just don't want, a dog pile to happen because you all are having a light shown on you. And I'm very grateful for not for people that don't deserve it. But generally speaking, a lot of the Black on Black crime, a lot of the statistics, a lot of this narrative that we are all just so inherently crime riddled, welfare queens, baby mamas, just running amok, scamming, frauding. No, I love now that we are actually saying, no, that's the Nigerians. It's the Somalis. Like, because everybody was falling under the black umbrella when it came to doing something bad. When it came to committing crime, fraud, scam, it was just all of us. So it made it look like we all were, Black Americans were just terrible. When you all actually added to our crime rates and statistics, you all actually helped to push the negative racial tropes and the negative propaganda and the stereotypes. You all absolutely had a hand in it. You've been in this country since media started to really boom. So it was not always just a Black American person out here doing debauchery, pushing the narcotics, and the Jamaicans had a heavy hand in being a pusher man. But it wasn't nobody noticing the difference. And now, since you all have been continuously saying it, everybody's waking up. It's like a mass awakening. So now we see things for what they actually are. Baby, you're a Somali. We ain't all the same. Y'all been maintained that. We are not all the same. And I've seen videos of you all getting up here also saying, we're jealous of you because y'all have nice cars and y'all live in nice houses. I mean, I haven't really been covering this too much because I'm just like, it is what it is. But this is like the second or third video I saw of y'all trying to claim George Floyd as y'all standing in solidarity. Basically, literally, you're standing in our face saying, we're not the same because I was there for you during George Floyd, during Black Lives Matter. It's relevant, Mr. Brooklyn Way. What y'all think?
So Trump is sending ICE to Minnesota for the Somalis. And I don't feel no way. I really, really don't feel no way. And the reason why I don't feel no way is because every time a Black American tells Africans, you guys think you're white, you act like white people, you want to be like white people, I think about Somalis. I think about Somalis and people from Ethiopia and people from South Africa. And this video is not for all. So if it doesn't pertain you and you don't act this way, then keep on walking. But if it pertains you and you're mad about it, go and kick rocks. That would be a little bit better if you go and kick rocks. But anyway, every time a Black American say something like that about Africans, I think about them and then I get mad because we're all put in one pot, right? So the ICE agents go into Minnesota. They said it's 81 million Somalians in Minnesota. That much? That's what they said. 81, not 81 million, my bad. 81,000 Somalians in Minnesota, right? But not only are they in Minnesota, but they're doing a lot of scamming. They are doing a lot of scamming that the state now is going to have to pay for. The hard-working taxpayers. You know, these Somalian people, I didn't say it, the news said it, that they was opening up foundations, they was opening up charities, right? And then they was scamming through them. They was saying that they was feeding 2,000 to 3,000 people at each branch when it was only 5 people and the rest of the names was made up. That's what the news says. And if that is true, if you was up there scamming, and you know what? I don't know this dude's name, but kudos to him. I think he's Somali. He's here on TikTok. He doesn't come on my For You page anymore, but he used to. He is Somalian, I think, because he was the only one. Remember when he used to do videos putting his foot on his people's neck, on Somalians' neck? And he was the first one who told us about all the frauds they come to this country and be doing. And then next thing you know, his own peoples, instead of listening to him and stopping the fraud, they went and swarmed him like the beehive and attacked him. and start saying all this stuff to him about he's a traitor, he's this, he's that, when all he was doing was telling his people what they're doing is bad. You know what I noticed about life in America, right? When you hold the mirror up against a person's face, they get mad at you for what they see. They get mad at you for what they see, right? It's like, and I never understood that. How did you bring the problem here, but now everybody is talking about the problem? Now you're mad at the person doing the talking. We are not Americans. You cannot scam and think you're going to get away with it. This is why when family members be like, oh, my charity this and my charity that, I be like, I'm not getting involved. Because when the government is giving you money to do this work and that work, and you don't have the people that the amount of people the money belongs to, and then you're lying and creating all this shit just to get more money, that is wrong. That is wrong. I thought Nigerians was the only scammers, but it looked like Nigeria is number one and Somalians are number two. Like, what are we doing here? You act like citizenships can't be taken away. You're even acting like birthrights can't be taken away. Now, I don't know if birthrights could be taken away, and I have gotten on plenty people's videos and told them that birthright citizenship can't be taken away. But I don't know. I don't know. If you in that house with the parent that's doing all types of scam, and they come and take everybody in the house, you think they're gonna give two shits that you are a citizen and this is your country? No, they're gonna take you back to your mama's country. And let me tell you something, you Liberians in Minnesota. Don't play with me. You better not get involved in that Somalian shit. Because you know them Somalians don't like us anyway. You know they think they're the better looking Africans because they got the pretty hair and the slender nose. Not all of them. I'm talking to the ones who exile everybody from them. And they only want to be next to great whiteness. So they think. Right? And to come to find out that you bitch ass Somalians went and voted for Trump, congratulations. You played yourself. You really did. And now you're getting exactly what you deserve. Don't call on no community. Do not call on us Liberians. Liberians, mind your business, because you know we are black first and Liberian second. You know we are black first and then Liberians second. And you know those people do not deal with us. They do not mess with us. They look down on us, talking about they Middle Eastern, talking about they Arabian or come from Iraq, whatever. Let them help you. Let them help. But my Liberian people, we are going to eat our jollof rice, swallow our fufu, stay in our house. And if you have to come out to work, walk with your documents, hurry up and go back home, because this too shall pass.
I know. I wanted to answer you in a video because I've seen a lot of people saying these things. Okay, so Somali Americans are now saying how they went out and protested with Black Lives Matter and when George Floyd happened. And they're comparing the fraud scheme to George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. Okay. Those two are completely different. First of all, no one unalived any Somali in this fraud scheme. Okay. Not one. Okay. The Somali people and the white lady who did this are not victims.
of a crime. They committed the crime. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Okay. So George Floyd was a victim of a crime. And we all know what that crime was. I'm not going to say it because we're on TikTok. Okay. We all know what that crime was. Okay. It was horrendous. You can't and look, Diddy is a Black American. Okay. I mean, his whole face and a whole documentary is all on Netflix right now. If he did the crime, which he did the crime, not if he did it. Okay. So guess what? He's going to prison and there's a documentary out on him and all this other stuff, right? He's in prison. Excuse me. So the thing about it is, do you see how easily that came out of my mouth? I'm not trying to defend him, and I'm not saying that he is a victim. Okay? That's the difference between me and you. See? You want me to defend someone who defrauded the public. Okay? The public is the victim in this case because they were robbing the state of Minnesota of about $1 billion. Okay? Taxpayers are the victim, not the criminals who did it. Okay? So stop. This is not hatred. This is facts. So if Somali Americans and a white woman, okay, did what they did, they are not the victims. You are trying to twist this as if they are the victims. They are not the victims. They did it. That's why they are found guilty. Okay? So you can't compare this to George Floyd. Okay? Surprise, because he was unalived. And that's why people protested. Okay? You want us to go protest and stand behind criminals. What?
I see a lot of you Somalis keep reminding me in the comment section about George Floyd. There's a saying, if someone helps you and keeps reminding you, they help for themselves, not for you. And what is it that you want Black Americans to do for you? When you have community leaders from your community holding press conference for Donald Trump, not for the Black lady, that tells me how you feel about Black Americans. Why aren't you calling them out instead of defending them? So I'm going to leave you with this. Real help doesn't need to be weaponized later. Okay?
So Black Americans got pulled somehow into Somali business. We've been over here minding our business and minding Asian people's business quietly, I might remind you. So how did we get pulled into Somali business?
I see African Americans coming for Somalis when we were there.
Oh shit! Wow, just about to go off. And I heard you did say Minnesota night. So you want to talk about one area? And you correct. Y'all did help them tear that motherfucking place up and burn that bitch down about that fentanyl junkie. So maybe they do owe you some kind of allegiance in Minnesota. Now the rest of us, we have to focus on the fact that y'all been telling us to our motherfucking faces that you ain't Black. You're not part of the Black community. You ain't none of that shit. Hold you on this. We don't give a goddamn. That's your stance. That's fine. And we feel the same way. You ain't Black. You just dark skinned. But y'all say you're dark skinned Arab. So if that's your stance, stand on it. But you are correct though. I would make all them little Negro boys and Negro gals help me out in Minnesota. Y'all did help them burn the goddamn good city of Minneapolis the fuck down behind that fentanyl junkie George Floyd. Y'all did that though. So yeah, make them fight with you, girl. Make them fight with you.
Yo, the way I see it, we don't owe Somalians nothing. You know, this one sided thing of us giving and protesting and putting our bodies out there for all these groups that have come into this country and have trashed us, every single one. I mean, I could see if maybe one of them have allied with us. None have. None. They have all come in here just being foul and nasty. And soon as Donald Trump gets on their ass and start driving ICE into their neighborhoods, all of a sudden they all cry to the people that they have expressed nothing but hate towards. It's just unbelievable. But no, I'm not going out for no Somalian. I'm not getting on my platform on social media defending them. I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing exactly what they did. I'm not going to look out for them. I'm not going to defend them. I'm not doing nothing. That's exactly what they did and did it for decades. They've been in here since what, the 80s? And from that time all the way up until now, they have kept themselves completely separated from us. And remember, even Louis Farrakhan, when they first came, the Nation of Islam extended an olive branch because they realized they were, Arabs to them, and they rejected the Nation of Islam and Louis Farrakhan. So that being said, we don't owe you Somalians nothing. You wanted nothing to do with our people, not even the ones that are part of Islam. You didn't even want anything to do with them. So at this point, the bridge is burned. You have burnt the bridge. It is nothing you can do to get us on your side now. You are truly on your own. Y'all gonna have to fight your own battles. All of you. You're gonna have to fight your own battles. You got to figure out what you're gonna do, how you gonna deal with this government, how you gonna deal with ICE, how you're going to deal with the deportations, because from what I'm reading, y'all being deported by the planefuls every single day. They are snatching y'all up and getting you out of here swiftly. So y'all going to have to figure out how you're going to deal with that, because it don't look like it's going to end in the foreseeable future. So the best of luck to you. But y'all need to get off of the internet whining to us and deal with your situation within your community. Just like you were doing before all this happened. You didn't have a thing to say to my people. So you need to go back to doing that. All right? You need to go back to not having anything to do with us, nothing to say to us. You didn't want to interact with us. Go right back to being you. Go right back to it. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. If you come back at 3:45, we're going to talk about the atmospheric river that hit Washington State. They got hit with 15 inches of rain. Over 100,000 people had to be evacuated. It is a mess out there right now. So we're going to be talking about that at 3:45. I will see you then. And before we go, don't forget to go over to Etsy, where you can find my products 30% off. Take advantage of the sale, which will be over next week on December 24th. So don't miss this opportunity to grab everything up at a discount. So I will see you all later. Have a wonderful afternoon. Shalom, family.